Hi everyone. You all that I was going to discuss some of the tactics used by the so-called sovereign citizens. And again, they don't refer to themselves as sovereign citizens. They refer to themselves as state nationals or um, or just sovereign. But the word citizen is derogatory. It's pejorative. It means that you're a subject. It means that you're a slave. So I use it only for common reference because I know that a lot of people refer to them as sovereign citizens, but no, they're not. They don't consider themselves citizens. They have abdicated their citizenship and they have formed their own nation. So, um, the Moorish nation is one of the so-called sovereign citizens, and so I'm going to review a video in which one of these Moors had an encounter with the police, and she served them with a fee schedule. So I want y'all to see this. I don't think that this tactic actually works, but I have seen many of them do this.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's also my right to travel.
Okay, so the police are pulling her over because she has private tax. She's not registered with the state, and so I guess they want to investigate why her vehicle isn't registered.
Hello.
Hello, how are we doing? I'm Officer Douglas, Korea Police. The reason for the stop is you don't have a tag on your vehicle.
Right, it's not. I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
Okay.
I'm a private national.
Okay, so you're sovereign.
Oh, it's not a sovereign citizen.
Are you Moorish?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right.
Right. They always call them sovereign citizens, but again, they don't call themselves sovereign citizens.
Do you have your travel document, or what do you have? Okay. Where do you stay at? In Elyria?
No, I don't.
Okay. What's your current address?
I don't really. I docimile in Berea.
The word that she should have used is domicile. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I don't know. Yeah, I think that kind of threw everything off because she didn't use the correct term. She means domicile, not docimile.
Okay. Do you have anything with the VIN on the vehicle?
No.
No registration or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do have my all my information right here.
Okay. Do you mind if I see that?
Yes.
All right.
And I also have my Moorish. Well, it should be right there. All right there. Yeah, it's all right there.
Have you ever had an Ohio ID before?
I don't contract with the state of Ohio.
So have you ever had an Ohio ID before?
No, I don't contract with it.
Okay. All right, give me one second. $16.06.
Okay, so this was like a 35-minute long video. I tried to edit it out so that you guys didn't see the back and forth. They were going back to the police car a lot, talking to the dispatcher. So I tried to edit that part out as much as possible, but I did want you all to at least hear the exchange between the driver and the police officers.
1640. Go ahead. Yeah, this is a sovereign citizen. I don't know if you want to head up here. I'm sure they're going to request the boss at some point.
John 4. 23 is about to that location.
Could you try and find someone that stays at 2 black female, date of birth 85, is all the info I have.
So he's trying to identify her because she doesn't have a state identification, and all she has is this Moorish identification, and she changed her name. So her new name is registered with the Moorish nation, but it's not registered with the state.
Is it Bunny Street?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's also my right to travel. That's also notarized and it's notarized and it's filed with the state of Ohio. It's an affidavit of my right to travel.
What is your first name?
Asada.
Okay. And then your last name is Bay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You said 223 Run Street?
That's my address on there. You can't just take you can take that out of your pocket.
I'm not taking it. I'm just holding it so my hands are free. That's it.
Oh, okay. So, I'm on my way somewhere that's very important.
Okay.
And you kind of holding me up.
Okay.
And I also do have a fee schedule as well.
A fee schedule?
Yes.
What is that?
Schedule.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fee schedule for if I'm bothered in my private mode of travel. So this is a notice of intent fee schedule. So this is for any and everything that you may have. You're going to pull me over for, or anything that you may keep me on the side of the road for.
It's called a fee schedule?
Yes, it is a fee schedule.
Here, can I take a look at the first one? I'm sorry. The first one.
Well, here's the thing with that. Governmental or estate actors are protected with qualified immunity. So I don't know how you can serve them with the fee schedule. I think there's a lot of things about the way the legal system actually works that they don't understand. Like, they're not subject to the laws the way that you and I are subject to the laws. Because if you waste their time, they're going to charge you fees, especially the attorneys. But you, as a private citizen, you don't get compensated for your time. You have to make all these court appearances and you have to take off work and you don't get compensated for that. And if it's a misdemeanor, you don't get attorney representation. So you're supposed to pay for that out of pocket. So you get a $200 citation, and the cost of the attorney's fees are going to exceed the cost of the fee itself or the fine itself. So it's better, or it's going to be in most people's interest to just go ahead and pay the fine. And it's just, I feel like the state should have to pay for your attorney, especially since they have given themselves a monopoly and you can't even choose your own counsel of choice.
On the fee schedule, yeah. Okay. All right. We'll just hang tight, okay?
Well, listen.
What's up?
Can I have my ID back
Yeah, you're welcome to.
so I can go?
You're not free to leave.
Why?
Because you're being detained.
Detained?
Yeah, it's a traffic stop. You're detained. You're not in handcuffs or anything like that. But
this is unlawful detainment.
It is not. Okay.
It is unlawful
I know you
detainment.
believe it is, but I've done this plenty of times, okay?
Okay, well, I also have the right to travel in my private
May I
mode
see
of
that?
transportation. It's my private mode of transportation.
May I see that? Here, you want to trade? I'll give you this back.
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, just like I said, you're not free to go, okay? So just hang out for.
So I'm not sure which documents she has, but I would assume just based on my experience, because I know some of these people, I've met some of them in the past. I'm assuming that she has a bunch of case law, and a lot of times they cite these cases incorrectly. When you go and research the case, it doesn't say what they think it says. And that affidavit essentially is going to say that she's not driving, because driving means that you're operating a vehicle for commercial purposes. So they got that definition out of the Black's Law Dictionary. And so they think it applies to everything. No, that is one definition, to be a driver for commercial purposes. But for most traffic statutes, it's going to say that you're operating a motor vehicle. It's not going to say that you're driving.
1 second, all right? What's up, Chief? Sovereign citizen. Moorish American. I think I got a real info off a paper that she showed me. Dominique Cattell.
On Street?
Allegedly. She doesn't live there. She's, I don't know the word she said. Something.
She said docile, but she meant domicile.
1606 radio.
Okay.
Alright, could you try and run a first name? Dominique, David Ocean Mike, Ida Nick, Ida Queen, Union Edward, last name Charlie Adam, Tom Edward Lincoln, with the date of birth I provided. I think that might be her real info. She has a
1500 to dispatch. I'm going to be out with those things.
she has a fee schedule for any time she's stopped by law enforcement and bothered.
Fee schedule?
Yeah.
Where are you on show?
Right across.
Right across in the back there. Got it.
Fee schedule. So we should charge her for every time.
No.
She charges us.
She charges us.
That's right. She charges you.
I'm just kind of stuff she has a license or something valid. I'm sure she doesn't. But
She doesn't. She just has no business with the state of Ohio.
By the way, under the 13th Amendment, there's a prohibition against slavery and involuntary servitude. And a lot of people, well, I've recently looked into this, that involuntary servitude does not include things like complying with the law, like appearing in court, having to maintain a defense, jury duty. They can even make you perform labor. They make some people, or they had to shovel some debris off the road or whatever. That's not considered involuntary servitude. It's not. It is involuntary servitude, but even with jury duty, they can make you work, serve. They say you have a public duty to serve on a jury, and that's not involuntary servitude. This is according to the case law. Clearly, it is, because you have to take off work, and if you don't serve on a jury duty, then you can be fined for it. You can get a what is it called? You can be sanctioned for not serving on a jury.
But she has allegedly an affidavit signed by the state of Ohio saying that she's allowed to travel.
did she show it to you?
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Who made it?
Right.
All right, ma'am. You said, I'm sorry. Is that in Elyria?
Yes, it
okay.
is.
All right. What was your name before it was Bay?
My name is Asada L Star Bay. That's all. The old name does not matter.
Okay.
So this is
It matters
my
to
name.
us, though.
This is
Okay.
my name, and this is filed with the Moorish National Network.
But that's not the state of Ohio. It's not a law enforcement
Right,
agency.
and I'm
That's why I'm trying
talking
to-
about Supreme Court law. I'm not talking
Okay.
about state of Ohio. Supreme Court law. I am a Moorish national,
Okay.
and this is my travel card. I went through all the proper steps to get my travel card. I went through all the proper steps to put everybody on notice, and this is what it is.
So that's not a driver's license, okay?
It is my right to I don't have a driver's license because I do not contract with the state of Ohio for a driver's license. I do have a right to travel
I
in my
understand.
private mode of travel, and this is my private mode of travel. I'm
Okay, so the right to travel is a substantive due process right articulated by the U.S. Supreme Court, which means it's a fundamental right. And so their argument is that you can't license fundamental rights. They're turning a fundamental right into a privilege. You can't license the right to travel, according to them. But no, the government licenses everything. So you don't actually have rights, you have privileges.
not trying to be difficult. I'm just letting you know I have a right to be private. I live in the private, and this is how I can conduct my affairs. I don't contract with the state of Ohio with a driver's license. I don't contract with the state of Ohio for anything. I have a right to contract how I want because I live in the private. This is my travel card, and this is my Moorish American national name.
So you don't drive on any public streets or anything like that?
I'm not conducting commerce. This is I'm not for hire. I'm not for any of that. So I'm not conducting commerce on any public highways. I'm not doing any type of business. I'm going from point A to point B in my.
Again, this is based on a Black's Law Dictionary definition of a driver. They're saying they're not engaged in a commercial activity, but that is not the only definition of a driver. And again, the most state statutes are going to refer to operators of motor vehicles. It's not going to say the word driver. I don't think they use that word anymore.
Private mode of travel, and I'm not conducting any type of business. I'm not conducting any commerce that would need me to have a driver's license, and I have not committed a crime.
You have committed a crime.
I have not committed a crime.
You don't have any license plates on your vehicle.
I do have I have a private, I don't need a license plate
You
on
need
my
a license
vehicle.
plate not bought from eBay on your vehicle. You need to be registered.
Oh no, this came from the Moorish National Network when it came with my ID. It's a private, what they have on eBay is not my business, it's not my concern. But this is a private vehicle, I'm not for hire, I'm not for contract, and I'm not conducting any type of commerce, sir.
Okay, I understand that you fully believe in all this, okay? And I respect
No,
that.
I know. It is not what I believe in, it's what I know. I know that the Supreme Court law states that I have a right to travel just like I'm traveling. Supreme Court law says that, not me. I didn't say it. I didn't make it up. This is Supreme Court law. I have it right here in my thing. It's Supreme Court law. It's not something that I made up. It's just Supreme Court law.
Okay, and I fully understand that you believe that, okay?
No, it isn't what I believe. It's what the Supreme Court law states.
Ma'am, I'm telling you.
Okay, could you call your sergeant?
Okay, so you do have a right to travel, but as I'm going to be showing you all later, constitutional rights are not absolute. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Any substantive due process rights are not absolute. These are rights that were articulated by the Supreme Court. The state can regulate. I mean, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with it, but even according to the U.S. Supreme Court, the state can regulate even fundamental rights. They're not absolute, and so they can make you obtain a license to operate a motor vehicle.
Police?
Ma'am, I'm the chief of police.
Okay, well, are you the sergeant?
I'm the chief of police. That's my department. I'm the head of the agency.
Okay, where's the sergeant?
I would be
He's the chief of police. He's over a sergeant.
above this.
Oh, okay,
So
well,
that's why I came over here to try and help. I want to make this set up as easy as possible.
yeah, that's
For
fine.
everybody involved. That's why I thought I'm going to go over here. I'm going to have a conversation with you.
Okay,
I'm a student of this. I love to hear this stuff. I love
Okay.
to talk to you.
okay.
Where we're at, though, is Ohio.
Right, but I'm not conducting commerce. I have it right here. It's
And I know
Supreme
what you're
Court
going to
law.
reference. I've seen it. Unfortunately, that's not the context of the law.
Oh, this is all. I have all of it in here.
So I guess what I would
I
ask.
have it all in here.
And I see that you've got that nice bullet point and everything else like that. That's great.
All of them. Every case law, everything in here is all.
I don't even identify you. We'll let you
You just identified me.
Well, you can't identify
Okay, that's fine.
We have to know who you are.
I just told my name is Asada L. Star Bay.
And I don't know why she's giving them case law. Like, the place to argue case law would be in court. These cops don't know anything about the law. Like, you can't argue with them. I mean, at the end of the day, their authority is based on brute force. So they're just going to issue you a citation or throw you in a cage. Like, these are not, I mean, the police officers are not the law. I mean, from a legal standpoint, the law is going to be the lawyers and the judges.
And that's, you don't have a right to do that.
To do what?
To write anything down that has anything to do with my vehicle.
Okay.
You do not.
No, you don't.
Well, the law is that you have to have a reasonable expectation of privacy, and information regarding your vehicle is not considered private because it's within a public sphere, something that you can visibly see. You do have a reasonable expectation of the contents within your car, but no, the outside of your car, no, that's not private.
I know my rights. Okay, and I also know my rights. You guys are policy enforcement. You guys are okay, but you guys are public servants. You're a public servant. We're here to serve the public. I'm not. I didn't call you. I didn't ask you. You have your lights on behind you. You're supposed to.
They're not public servants. I know they say that they are, but no, we serve them. And even under a democratic system, the government only serves the majority. So they're not public servants. They don't serve you. You are here to obey their laws and just shut up and do what they say. That's how the legal system works.
In a state of emergency. This is not an emergency. Right, but it's not an
So that's why we're here. And again, you're not the first Moorish person that I've encountered.
Okay.
Usually we can have a very good conversation.
And
that's what I want. I don't want to cause you any problems.
Right. Well, why can't you accept my Moorish national ID and let me go?
Because it was not issued by a recognized government entity.
But we are our own government. We have our own Moorish national government. Yes, we do. Okay, but
it's not recognized by the state of Ohio or the United States government.
it is recognized by. It is recognized. It's definitely recognized by the Department of Justice.
Well,
we have no. We have right here. We have a Department of Justice, and it's all on the back. Would you like to read it?
Okay, so she doesn't understand the difference between a nation and a state. They file, I don't know what they filed with the Department of Justice, but the Moorish nation is recognized in some capacity. It still isn't a state. It still isn't a government. So whatever filing they have, this is the reason why you need to have sovereignty. You need to have your own tribal nations or something that is independent from the state. But to file whatever they file, I would like to see what it is, but it's not a recognized authority by any state.
Yes, the government, the Moorish national government.
But the Department of Justice.
The Department of Justice, we are organized with the Department of Justice.
We get briefs, so we know. So we like to encountering, we try to have the best possible encounters with them.
Right.
Respect everybody as much as possible. Right. So I guess with this officer, if you can figure out who you are, and we know who you are.
I just told you who I was.
And that's why I asked you if you had a previous name that I people change their names all the time. And that's
what difference does my previous name make?
Then if we know who you are, then we feel comfortable saying, okay, that person's just fine. They're not a murderer. They didn't kill somebody.
Oh, no, I'm not a murderer.
And I'm not saying you are, but I'm giving you a very extreme example of why it's important.
I'm just a mother. I'm a mother of 6 children, and I'm trying to give my kids something to eat. And you're kind of interrupting what I was going to do.
I apologize. So if you give us a measure of, cooperation.
I just cooperated. He asked.
The thing is, they don't care about taking up your time. You can be running late for work. They don't care if you lose your job. They don't care that you have children to pick up from the daycare center. They don't care. All they care about is that you obey their orders, and that's it.
For my identification, and I gave him my identification. But that who I was before, it has nothing to do with who I am today. What do you mean the vehicle's okay? What's wrong with the vehicle?
It's not properly licensed, like the officer told you, for the state of Ohio. Again, I understand what you're saying completely. I respect what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But again, if the officer is able to ascertain the vehicle is okay, it's not stolen, it's not anything like that, okay, great.
No, it's not stolen.
If we're able to find out that if you're just peacefully on your way, then I'm great with it.
I'm literally peacefully on my way.
But we have to be able to ascertain that. You understand that I can't take you at the word sometimes. We do a check violation. That's what we're concerned with.
You're concerned because my plate says private?
Because it's not a registered license plate in the state of Ohio. Or any other state.
Because I don't contract with the state of Ohio. And you do know about contracts, correct? We have a right to contract how we choose to contract.
Well, but the government's authority is not based on contract, and it's not based on consent. It's based on force. That's why the government is illegitimate. The fact that she's saying she doesn't contract with the state is irrelevant. They're saying we have concocted these laws and you are forced to obey or you're going to be thrown in the cage.
And if I choose to register a vehicle and get a plate.
Do you understand then that we have the right then to enforce the laws of the state and the city, which would include,
I've already put everyone on notice that needed to be put on notice. Maybe I should contact the Berea Police Department and let the Berea Police Department.
Might have been helpful.
Maybe I should do that.
Before we got here, but now we're here.
Okay,
now we have to be satisfied with it.
But here's the thing. She's saying that the Moors filed their certificate of nationhood with the Department of Justice. No, you would have to file it with the Secretary of State of that specific state. You can't file it with the federal government. Even if you did file it, that would just be a private corporation, which I mean, there's some stipulations about no, no, even that is not going to be enough because even like municipalities, those are corporations, but even the municipalities are subject to state law. So that really doesn't fix it. You're going to have to get actual sovereignty the way that I'm trying to tell people to do it. You need to have legal recognized sovereignty by the federal government that is going to be enforced against the state.
And then we both go about our day.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out.
Can you cooperate with the officer a little bit, give us information, figure out who you are, this vehicle?
This is my vehicle.
Okay, but we need some verification. You understand that?
I don't have an ID saying anything of who I previously was.
But you know who it is, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I'm asking. I can hear these ideas to go as close as possible. That's why I left my office to come here and talk to you. Because it's important. I want to respect you and respect what you believe.
Right.
I also need you then to give me a little bit of that respect back.
Oh, I'm giving you respect. I gave you my ID.
Good job with you. I'm guessing this isn't the first time you've done it. So,
this is not the first time. I have, and I've never had any issues like I do in Berea. I have the worst issues. It's the Berea Police Department. I feel like at this point it's like a harassment type of thing. No. I'm talking about the people that work for you or under you.
I'm sorry.
At this point, I feel like it's harassment. I don't know if it's because of the color of my skin. I don't know if it's because I choose to live in the private because I have a choice to live in the private.
I respect everybody.
You know.
That's why I'm having this conversation with you.
Right.
And we're not trying to escalate things. Calm, real. We're just trying to. If we can do our business, then we can let you go about your business.
I'm not understanding what else you.
Well, we need to verify who you are. And again, there's no verification. I have no idea who you are.
This is my.
What's your now?
Any ID that I have has this on.
Because you'll understand that in the state of Ohio, we have these sort of interactions. You're required to identify yourself to a law enforcement officer. If you don't lawfully do that, we can take you to jail. We can figure it out. You don't want to do that.
Take me to jail for what? What crime have I committed?
To identify yourself.
Oh, that's not.
It is.
I don't really have to tell you who I am.
You do. Because you're
Lawfully. Well, this is unlawfully detained. I haven't been. What does lawfully detained mean?
We have a right to stop you. Based on your vehicle not being properly registered with the state of Ohio.
Right.
We stopped you. Now we have to figure out who you are and make sure the vehicle's okay to be on the streets.
Why wouldn't it be okay to be on the street?
I don't know, because I can't verify that. I mean, we're just talking in circles here. So.
No. I'm not understanding. What is the issue? Why would the vehicle not be safe to be on the streets? What's the issue? Why would it? What's wrong with the vehicle that it wouldn't be safe?
I have no idea where the vehicle came from. Someone else?
It belongs to me.
But again, you can't verify that because you have a homemade license.
Well, it's not homemade.
1615 radio, traffic
You
stop.
have a license plate that's not issued by a recognized company.
I've never had a license plate on this car.
Henry Street with
So that's where we're at.
Right, I've never had a
So I'm going to
license
ask you
plate.
to help us here a little bit to identify yourself. If you don't do that, then we are going to probably take you to custody if they're to identify.
So you're threatening to take me to
No, I'm not
jail
threatening, I'm telling you.
for a non-violent crime, for a crime that hasn't been committed.
Which is the last thing
Because
I
I do have a fee schedule here, and my fee schedule definitely
it will go up
says.
some. Okay. And you can make those.
I'm not sure how the law works in their state, but just because they arrest you doesn't mean that they're taking you to jail. They're supposed to issue a capias, or they're supposed to take you directly to a magistrate, so that the magistrate can determine whether there's probable cause to prosecute you. They're not really supposed to throw you in jail. And if they do throw you in jail, they're supposed to get you seen, or present you before a magistrate in a reasonable amount of time. So they're not supposed to have you in jail over the weekend or anything like that.
claims after the fact, but I don't want to get there. Okay?
Hold on, where's unlawful detainment or detainment, lawful detainment? Because there's, issue traffic citation, 75,000. Assignment court.
Citation about your fee requirement then?
Excuse me?
Would you rather just have us issue a traffic citation? If you know who you are, we'll issue a traffic citation, send you on your way, and you can go about trying to make a claim for that.
They make it seem like giving somebody a traffic citation is not a big deal. It is a big deal. Just having to defend it is going to take up so much of your time. You have to make all these court appearances. You have a pre-trial hearing. If you file any motions after that, there's sometimes where you have to take off work like 4 or 5 times, and then you eventually have the trial, and then you have to file an appeal, and they still don't follow the damn law. So you're going through all this rigmarole just to fight a $200 traffic citation, and it's absolutely absurd. I think that the state should have to pay for your legal representation.
A claim for what?
For us issuing a
Would you
traffic
like to
citation.
read this? Because
We're past that now. I told you where we're at this point. I'm just asking for some cooperation at this point.
I'm giving you cooperation.
But you're not. You're giving me a lot of the Moorish stuff, which I respect it. I love it. Listen, I'm a student of people and humanity, and that's why I'm trying to have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really working with me at all.
Okay.
So
Well,
I told you what the response is going to be.
She's not working with him because she doesn't recognize his authority. That's a presumption that they make. They think that everyone sees them as legitimate authority over their lives. And then when they encounter people who don't respect their authority, right? We understand that you can force us to do certain things, but we still don't see that force as being legitimate. And they want us to see them as legitimate.
I don't want to do that for the last thing. You seem like a very nice person. You said you're a mother of 6. I don't want anything against you. I don't.
his name is Chief Clark. What's your name?
Officer Douglas.
Officer Douglas. Oh, I am. I'm gonna definitely file a lawsuit.
Okay.
Okay, let me call you back, Mom.
Could you just provide your information before you got it switched over?
Excuse me?
Could you just provide your name before you got it switched to Bay to me?
You looked it up, didn't you?
I looked up Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're asking about if you had a name
Did
before
you see my
that.
fee schedule?
No,
You do.
I saw it.
You wrote down.
What did I write down?
What did you write down?
I wrote down your VIN, and then the birthday you provided me, and then
He doesn't care about your fee schedule. He's protected with qualified immunity. He's not going to have to pay anything.
Street.
Could I see what you wrote down?
What is your name? Was it the Dominique? Was that your old first name?
So if you
I can't just run Dominique. There's a million Dominiques in Ohio.
If you know that, why are you sitting here trying to play me like I'm stupid?
I don't know your last name.
You got the VIN number, don't you?
If it's never been registered to you, it will never come back to a license plate.
It doesn't, because I got.
If it's never been registered to you in the state of Ohio, it's never going to come back to a state of Ohio license plate, and therefore it won't be registered to you or anyone else. Does that make
You
sense?
can tell us if it was registered in the previous state. I can look it up that way.
No, it was registered here.
In Ohio or through the Moorish Nation?
No, it was registered here when I bought it because I had to register it here when I bought it.
Did they give you a temporary tag?
Yes, and it expired.
Okay.
Once it expired, I never got anything else because I do not contract with the state of Ohio to get a license.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
No, you're not.
This is just what this is who I am. I don't go by the old name anymore. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a killer. I'm just a mother who's trying to go get some groceries for her 6 children. That's it. I have not had a driver's license in years.
Okay, but if they know that they're going to be harassed by the police and that this is what life is, I don't understand why they're not taking real steps to actually get their sovereignty in a real way that is recognized internationally, right? Following something with the Department of Justice and then pumping children out to be slaves for the system. That's not the way to go. This is not making any sense. They recognize that what the government is doing is tyranny, and yet they're not doing anything real I mean, I would say that at least they acknowledge it, which is more than what most people do.
I don't plan to get a driver's license, and like I said, I'm a mother of 6. I have to travel, and I do have a right to travel. I'm not conducting any type of commerce. I do know the Supreme Court laws, because I have to.
I do too as well, obviously. I try, maybe not as well as you understand.
It's not a mystery. It's not. This is all U.S. Supreme Court and other high court citations proving that no license is necessary for normal use of an automobile on common ways.
There's also case law which says that you don't need a license to practice law. If you go back to like 1928 or whatever, before they created the state bar acts, right? So a lot of these cases that they're referring to have been overruled. I would love to see what kind of case law she has.
Common ways.
Like the state will have, they don't define it as a common way.
But it is.
But you see what I'm saying?
But the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court.
That's where some of that.
Right. But Supreme Court looks at it as a common way.
Common way could be your driveway.
By the way, there's a contract clause in the Constitution. The right to contract used to be held to strict scrutiny. It used to be considered a fundamental right. Now it's no longer a fundamental right. Now the right to contract is just viewed on the rational basis, which really means nothing.
Your own land or property.
Right. No, but
this is a public road that taxes,
and it's also right, and it's also common way.
So that's why the state allows it with regulate.
It's all stated in here, and I don't think any law trumps Supreme Court law, or any of that. And like I said, I'm not trying to be difficult.
We're just having conversations. I'm trying to rectify this.
It's all in here. It's all in here. U.S. Supreme Court says no license is necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary to copy and share freely. Name 4, Kansas. This is all Supreme Court law. And it says 43 U.S. Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive.
Oh, so not valid, but no warrants.
Not valid?
Yes.
You want to swear your tickets?
Okay. Send her on her way.
Send her on her way.
Cool.
You good with that?
Yep. All right, ma'am.
So he was able to find you. Thank you.
Will you provide me a good phone number for you? You don't have to. It's totally optional.
So they were finally able to identify her, and now they're issuing her a traffic citation for failure to identify or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm giving you a ticket, okay? I'm saying and advising, City of Bree is advising you have to go to court for the ticket, okay? Now, you can go to court with all your documents, everything like that. You can prove your case. You can file the fees that you'd like against us and not against the court, okay?
Right.
I just have to advise you that you have to appear in court, okay? Your court date will be March 24th at 9 in the morning in Berea. By signing it, you're not admitting guilt.
Oh, I'm not signing it.
Okay. All right.
By the way, I don't know the law in Ohio, but in Texas, if you don't sign the citation, that is grounds for them to arrest you. Again, it's not to take you to jail, but it's a capias. They're supposed to arrest you to take you before a magistrate, because by signing it, what you're agreeing to is that you're going to appear. And if you don't agree to appear, then they can just take you before the magistrate. But even if you do agree to appear, you're not waiving personal service. They still have to go through the proper procedure for, establishing probable cause and serving you with a complaint or whatever the charging instrument is going to be.
All right. So here's your copy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There is the court date at the top on the inside. There's also a phone number and a website on the back, okay? Directly to the court.
Okay.
was nice speaking with you. I wish it was under better.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It was good talking to you too. But I'm gonna come up there and possibly give you all this information if it's okay.
You can drop off. Understand? I don't have the right to tell
No,
you.
no, no, no.
Travel without.
No, it's not about you giving me a right to travel. It's about me giving.
Yeah, the government can't give you rights. Rights exist under natural law. The government can only enumerate rights which already exist, but rights don't come from the government.
The information that we are on file with the Department of Justice, so you can see that we are recognized with the United States.
Well, I guess just letting you know that if I don't respond formally doesn't mean I.
No. I'm going to bring it up there to you personally.
I would like to see it.
No, I'm going to bring it to you personally, okay. And I'm going to show you that we are recognized with the Department of Justice, which is a United States branch.
You can't file for sovereignty with the Department of Justice. I mean, I'm not sure what they filed, but I would love to see it. Like, if you want sovereignty, you need to do it the real way.
Office or whatever. And we are recognized, and we also have a Department of Justice file number that we're under. So I just want you to see that we are recognized, and this isn't just a load of BS.
No, I'm respecting you. We have to work within the confines.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to let you know that
I appreciate it. Again, I wish I had been able to talk to you under different types of circumstances.
Okay.
Because again, I'm fascinated by all this.
Right.
I didn't
you
know.
Also have a right to live in a private as well.
I did not know.
So now she's going to educate the police officers about how they can become. They don't want to be sovereign because they are the pigs that are terrorizing everybody. They're enjoying their status as law enforcement. Yeah, they don't necessarily need to be sovereign. They're in a position of authority. It's the citizen, so-called citizen, who needs liberation from their tyranny.
Thank you. Yeah, treaty of friendship with you. Let me call you back to start out. All right, well, thank you. You guys have a blessed day.
Thank you as well. Drive safely.
So just to let y'all know, that citation gives her date of appearance for court. She didn't show up, and then she was subsequently arrested. So, I mean, I don't think that fee schedule helped her at all. I mean, they're not going to pay it. So, I don't know. I don't know about these taxes that these sovereign citizens, these Moors, are using. It's not working. I mean, I tried it once, and it didn't do anything. So, I don't know why they keep telling people to do this stuff when it's not going to get them anywhere. But anyway, I know nobody was here during this live stream, but it doesn't matter. You can catch the replay. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I will try to answer them.